차 사이가 넓으므로
Hi, hello. We're in Seongsu today, meeting some friends for lunch and coffee, chill hangout. Didn't know it was gonna rain today, so that's happening. Reading Pinball, 1973, Haruki Murkami. Finished. What is that book called? Goodness gracious. Me, a booktuber, does not know what he's reading. Hear the Wind Sing. Finished yesterday. Didn't realize how short it was. Moving along to this one. And yeah, this might turn out to be a Murakami vlog. I don't know. Y'all want to see the fit breakdown? Could y'all see that? I don't know how this thing's angled. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, that's all you're getting. I'm gonna go walk over to the restaurant now and see if it's not busy. Didn't make a reservation, so dealing with that. Okay.
But then, you know. 사진은 있던데 이거 다 추가해야 되는 거야?
Rereading has been an act of care where I've gone back to my teenage self and saw from the inside and out how I was feeling. Those feelings are still ones I use, either for my own writing or my own sense of being. The reason why I get up in the morning is because of that teen spirit. I remember after finishing Kafka on the Shore by Murakami, I jumped on my bike and rode down the Santa Ana Dam, feeling the wind in my hair and the air on my teeth, the freedom on my skull. I went so fast that there was a possibility of a future. Back then, I didn't think I'd ever have a future. It was the free-form freedom of the Murakami character that I think allowed me to live a lot longer than I previously thought. Genetically modified florals.
I love a GMO.
Playing God, literally. Well, he still lives there, but it's the freeway, but then it's also like the river.
We talk about him as if he's dead.
He's dead to me.
Oh shit.
약속 지금 잡으면
side eye.
It's called the James River. It's a really beautiful river that runs through the city, and there's a few river people. And what is this? I think that's a kind of book that you like kind of need to stay with the character. All of which
She's in elementary only now. She's like in the elementary. Daughter's house, so I had the whole apartment to myself.
Cut away. You're literally destroying this. Beautiful. Hey guys, just spent the entire afternoon looking at elephants, hyenas, and lynx. Now going to eat chicken. Best vlogger in the world. That's crazy.
Sauces. You put your chicken here, and then you take your paintbrush and your sauce, and you paint it. And then you eat it.
Amazing.
Japan and do like your visits.
Yeah, it is literally right there. There we go. Action.
Oh my god, I'm so dumb, y'all. I literally talked without having the mic on. This is so annoying. I might have to reshoot this. I'll let y'all know. Howdy, y'all. It's your boy Nate. I read books because reading is sexy, and if you're not reading, you're not sexy. Get to it. Summer's here. Get your summer reading game on. All right. Before I start, I just want to do an Olive Young haul. Olive Young is essentially the Sephora of Korea. They do a big sale every once in a while. I picked up hand cream because I saw this on a Russian model's TikTok and I was like, let me see. I just love the simplicity of the packaging, but it's made from mango seed butter and I just love all of that, all the text. Little squeeze bottle. It says hand cream, mango seed butter, in a hinoki scent. What I like about this hinoki scent is that it's like super light. I mean, I like a strong, woodsy, aromatic smell, but sometimes the light is nice because I know if I'm like offering hand cream to other people, they're like, ew, too much smell. We also have a room spray. I felt like, yeah, I'm a stinky person, okay? Let it be known, I'm a stinky person, and I love a good room spray that lingers. Then I have restock of our foundation. It's like my weekend foundation, Saturday and Sunday. I like using this because it doesn't smudge as much. It just like applies really easily. I just really like it. Just like brightens up my face, makes it look clearer, cleaner, and sexy. Trying to stay sexy, y'all. I also got a restock of my stick foundation. I think low-key I was hating this at first, but now I love it. I think because I use it Monday through Friday, and I just love the stick formation. Like, I like this. Honestly, I'm liking this a lot more than this, because it isn't like a compact, but I find it like a bit bulky. I mean, it fits, it's small, but this is literally just a stick. Super sleek. Yeah, anyway, get to it. Take care of yourselves. Take care. Groom a bit. Okay, some reading updates. Y'all, I think I told y'all that I'm 30 now, and I wanted to revisit some old faves. So I've swept myself back into a Murakami mood. I'm here to talk to you about some Murakami books, because I'm a weeb. I'm a weeb at heart. I read Hear the Wind Sing. This was okay. People talking at a bar. Boy meets girl. Does boy get girl? Boy makes girl into summer and how he remembers past summers. This is okay. It's not Murakami's best. It's his debut, and it shows. But it's really him just playing with character and how they interact with each other. Other than that, there really isn't much to the book at all. There isn't a lot of meat. It's really just vibes, and the vibes are just meek. They're not really there. That's it. Then I read his second novel, Pinball, 1973, and this in relation to his debut is that we get the rat, a reoccurring character. He exists in like 2 other Murakami books. This is also okay, meek, but you sort of see the first inklings of his foray into sort of the alonesomeness that exists in his books and sort of the outer body experiences that he dives into. But this one also just like major vibey bar talk. To be honest, really can't tell you. I hardly remember any of it. I'm doing an awful job talking about this. But it's aight. I remember when it was republished. They were put together in like a vintage international book, and one of the ugly minimalist covers, was not a big fan of it, but that was also coming out of reading a bunch of Murakami, like good Murakami. So I was just like, what's going on? Yeah, and now I'm on Afterdark, which is a favorite of mine, or so I've claimed for the longest time. I think Pato recently read this, and I was just like, I want my copy, and I want to read it. This has like that 3 a.m. Denny's Diner vibe, while also dealing with prostitutes, love hotels, and something coming out from the body. Just has like major Edward Hopper Nighthawks vibes. I still like it. It's a very heavy, atmospheric book. Yeah, kind of want to talk about... Okay, well, before I get to that, I also want to mention that I'm reading Nana. I found the first 4 books on the streets in Osaka, and I was just like, where are the other books? Like, y'all, whoever this was stopped at 4. That's it. But having a blast. I'm mad that my younger self did not read this. It's just a lot of fun, but it's like major shoujo vibes with coming of age, teen minutia, with questions about sex and friendships. And then the second book is a lot of fun because both the Nanas meet. Oh, if anyone doesn't know, it's about a happy-go-lucky girl who wants to make her way into Tokyo. And then there's another Nana who is a rock star, and both of them meet and get in cahoots with each other. Not in a lesbian way, but I do see how this might be formative to some young lesbians out there. Where my young lesbos at, come and pick up Nana. It's a lot of fun. In the second book, both the Nanas become roommates, and they were roommates. And yeah, they have like fun foils, and it's just fun how they interact. Very different people, and how do they coexist in a singular space. Yeah, enjoying that a lot. Did I talk about this? Yes, I did. I'm sorry, y'all. Brain rot, literal. But I think I wanted to talk about, and sort of my thoughts are a bit clearer because this is me, if you needed to know, filming this for the second time because my mic was having issues. We're good now. Sound okay? Yeah? ASMR. How does this sound? You like that? Why should we read Murakami? You know what? Let's bash him first. He doesn't know how to write women. I think even in his last book, is it Killing a Commendatore? Or is it Men Without Women? I don't know. But does he know how to write women? No. Good job on Miyako Kawakami for calling him out, though. But now they're friends. They're besties. And so I hope with this relationship, this new formed writerly relationship, that Murakami can learn to write better women. I think he has a book coming out at the end of the year, and I want my hands on it so much, writing about women. But I think in Killing Commendatore, it has a stronger, like, father-daughter relationship to it. So that one's okay. But like in his previous earlier stuff, it is very much horny, very horny, objectifying women in this like really weird Lolita kind of way. But we'll say, why should we read Murakami? Because I think he's doing something really interesting when it comes to being alone, loneliness, the difference between the two, being okay in feeling alienated, feeling exiled from the world in which we exist in. Murakami was formative to me when I was 16 because I felt so alien. I felt so lost. I didn't know how to connect to people. I didn't know how to talk to people. And so I ran to books, naturally. It was Murakami's work that made me realize, like, oh, wait. And all this, like, fidgeting in my own body and in my own loneliness, that I can just be alone and it's okay. I felt okay being alone because of Murakami's books. There's just this way that his characters exist by themselves and then fall into these bouts, even like physical spatial bouts of how we maneuver through the world. I think it's in The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle, as well as Killing Commendatore, where the characters fall into deep, dark holes, physical holes, and they lose track of time. They lose track of the days. They don't know what day is it, if people remember them, what time is it, and they're just trapped there, stuck there, and really left to deal with who they are at face value and navigate from there. I will say, though, some of the plots, they meander and dwell over the same themes,
and sometimes this same shtick. Like, there's always a cat. There's always man after woman, and the woman is typically young. There's some horny bits, but I think it's also in the ways that I misremember Murakami that I think is important, or the way we misremember things. I think it was Durga Chew Bose in a film write-up, like a film review. She was talking about the importance of misremembering and how the way we misremember also leads us to truth. The way we remember can lead to truth, sure, but it's also how we misremember. It's the untrustworthy trustingness of a memory and producing it as misremembered that creates a closer sense of truth. Like, why did you remember that incorrectly, yet leads you to a truth about yourself, a truth about who you are? And I think that also exists with Murakami's work because they do play with the same themes and the same ideas and the same narrative motions, if you will. That's what I like about his work. Yeah, the way we remember things has worked differently as well. I'm still reading the Elisa Gabbert, Any Person is the Only Self. Halfway through, I don't know what happened, y'all. Like, I speed read it with so much fascination with the first 50%, but I've slowed down. I think just life stuff and all. It's good, though. It's good. And I just came out of the part where she talks about this writer, somewhere in the 1800s, I want to say, Malt, about how we used to remember things spatially, like spatial spaces in rooms, bedrooms, hallways, and the objects within them. And having that sentimentality over object and space led to the way we remember things. Whereas now, I feel like we, over brunch, over dinner, when we relay story, we have to open up our photo stream and then show you visually, like, what has happened, what we ate, what we did. And how it's less spatial. It's this way of seeing through our phones, capturing it and making memory of it and using it as aid in order to tell story. And how that has changed from physical to non-physical. But the phone itself is physical, but it contains the unphysical, if that makes any sense, and just the blend of the two to create memory. With all of this, I think it's very beautiful how memory works for us in the 21st century. I'm still also a very sentimental person where objects speak volumes. All the objects that I have hold some sort of tiny little story to them. I used to be worse about it, though. Like at thrift stores, I used to be like, oh my god, all the stories that this t-shirt has held. What has it been through? What does this stain mean? Not like that anymore. I'm much older now. But I used to be like that. But you know, the random object still holds much value to me. Through memory, through alonesomeness, and through these outer body experiences that Murakami's characters undertake, just made my coming of age a lot easier. Like, it was a hard time. Being a teenager is hard. Those feelings are hard because you feel so much. And to sort of just exist in the void of these far-off stories that still feel like in tune with reality. It's just that the worlds that they fall into is the escapism that I really enjoyed as a teenager. You know, as a teenager, I had 2 jobs, and I was also thinking of school. And to take my minds off things, I would read Murakami. And he just put me in a really good place of escapism where I was like, it's good to be here. While also falling into these worlds, I realized, like, you know what? It's okay to be alone. It's okay to do the things that I need to do and want to do for myself. I don't really have to think about other people, and I can just do things alone, all by myself. So there's an independence that was built within me because of Murakami's work. That's why it's important to read Murakami. And I think Murakami works better when you're a teenager, when you're situating a lot of feels. Yeah, I don't know the difference between loneliness and alonesomeness, or having that like outer body experience as you're coming out of post-puberty and really falling into yourself. Reading Murakami again, reading old favorites, has been liberating. I feel all the small ways that my 16-year-old self has felt, and it feels like I'm holding his hand. I'm like guiding him through, and if I could, I would let him know that things are okay. Like, life isn't as bad as you think it is. It doesn't get better, but it certainly does get easier in the way that you handle things. healing the inner child, if you will. Y'all let me know if you have an old favorite that you return to, how you guide your inner child to the present tense so that you're both holding hands, taking care of each other. And let me know if you have a favorite Murakami. I've yet to read some of his other books. Like, I think it was Anna Wallace Johnson that talked about, it was either Underground or After the Quake, that I've not read either. I've read parts of The Elephant Vanishes. I haven't done a major read of any of the short stories because I just feel like I think I like his novels more, and his short stories just feel like drafts to other novels that should have just been fleshed out. But then again, some of the novels should have just been short stories. Like Colorless Tsukuru should have been a short story, because like the whole formation of that book and the narrative structure of it, where this guy is exiled from his friend group, and the way that the story is followed is like by the narrative or the meeting of each friend. And it's just not, it just makes the story predictable and blasé. The only good redeeming thing about that book, though, is the roommate scene, the college roommate scene. Fulfills a whole bunch of fantasies. Other than that, I haven't done many of his short stories as collections. They all just feel C average to me. Also, it's like I can't remember a single short story other than, is it Barn Burning or Burn Barning? Nope, wait, what? I think it's Barn Burning, where there was a film adaptation of it, Burning, with Yu Ain. Amazing, stellar, loved that film. Slow burn thriller of sorts. Let me know which short story collection by Murakami that you liked and I should pick up. And yeah, old favorites, let me know. Let a boy know. Like, what do you return to sort of heal the inner child? Would like to know. Would like to add another book to the never-ending TBR. Okay. I just want to pick up all the covers. Like, I was dumb for selling, like, my old Murakamis. It was because I was in, like, a Kindle mode, and I was like, I don't need physical books anymore, and I sold all of my Murakamis. Why did I do that? The OG covers for the Murakami books, exquisite, and I want them all back. I'm in that mode where I'm on eBay looking for the specific covers. It's a doozy. It's a doozy because they're all so expensive. I'll keep y'all posted with my final thoughts of Afterdark, maybe. My thoughts are settled. It's just really a heavy, atmospheric book. 3 a.m. diner vibes. Gotta love it. All right. Keep y'all posted. Stay cozy. Love y'all. Hi y'all, forgot to mention that I also watched Alphaville, which was mentioned a few times in After Dark, which came out of 1965 by Jean-Luc Godard, and I had watched it right after I finished After Dark in high school, and it still hits. It's such a great, fun film noir set in the future, and just taking the modernity of his time frame and obscuring it in black and white to make it feel like it's in the future while meddling with all of the anxieties of the present tense. And it still holds up. It's a lot of fun. The lead actor looks like a cheap Humphrey Bogart, which is great. And yeah, it's just like classic Godard while still feeling fun and fresh. But he abstracts violence through interesting cuts, and it's just a lot of fun. It's still a fun film. Yeah, I just love Godard's eyes as an editor, but also as a director and storyteller. Still a wonderful film. Anyway, just wanted to pop that note in. Okay, thanks. Hey chat, how we looking? We doing okay? Alright, this is me post not stepping outside of the house for like 3 days because I was out with the flu. Why am I always getting sick? Honestly, I don't know what it is. Like, I eat healthy. Okay, chicken nugget salad. It's a salad. I get my vitamins in. I'm like pretty good about my health. I don't know. Maybe I got a big snout and it just absorbs a lot of germs. I don't know. Also, y'all, can you believe that I just woke up like this? Like, my hair just like did this. And I'm just like, I didn't even add anything to it. And I'm gonna go out soon to get some groceries because, yeah, I haven't been able to step out of the house. I was so down and out. Like, first night, I slept for like 22 hours. Kid you not, because I was so achy and sore, and it was just gross. It was an ordeal. We got our Mio dropped water. So sad y'all didn't let me know what your favorite flavor was. I have the fruit punch. Let me know, chat. Hey chat, do we have a favorite Mio drop flavor? Anyway, final thoughts on After Dark by Murakami. My thoughts have not grown since my last update, or whatever that last update was, because I think this is exactly what I always knew this to be. Just quintessential Murakami, all for the vibes, and the vibes are right, and the vibes still vibin'. Will mention that in my Goodreads review, or my re-review, there was this like unsettling driftingness between the days and nights in, I believe that was, what is that? Junior year of high school, where I would come home from school at like 6 p.m., do a bit of homework, and then would take a nap. But I would never remember how I got to rest in my bed. But I would just end up in my bed, and I would just like rest my eyes for what should have been just 5 minutes. Ends up being, odd 4-5 hours, and then I'd wake up. It was 3 in the morning. I'd wake up with this shock that like, oh God, like we're not even in the next day yet. And then I'd panic because I didn't finish my homework and urge myself to do it, only to go back to sleep for like an hour or two more. And then I'd wake up at 5 because I had 0 period at 6:15 for orchestra. Played violin. I was second violin, then became pianist, if anyone needed to know that. Sort of the driftwardness is like encompassed in here, the way our narrators just buoy themselves between people, conversations, and places, love motels, and this strange space being in front of a TV screen and behind it, and the loss of self between those realities. It doesn't dive deep into the magical realism, but there is an otherworldly, outer body experience with this one. That's what makes it so different from other Murakami books, where it plays with his first few novels, where he's just there for the vibes, and this is just very vibey, and I still love it very much. We'll probably reread it in another decade or so. But I was watching something on YouTube recently about how, like, books don't help you out of your trauma or change you in any way, and this content creator was speaking mostly to self-help books, and was astounded that she didn't mention how fiction could change one's life, and how wrong they are, honestly, because I will say that books have changed my life. They have made incredible impacts on who I am and the way I think and the way I remember things, the way I interact with the world, and all of the above. I'm astounded that some people don't believe that books can change the course of one's life, how we act and react to things. I was just taken aback by that. I mean, I think like whenever a booktube creator has their like 1K, 2K, 3K Q&A sesh, my go-to question is like, what is one book that changed the way you move through the world? Because I think, yeah, literature, I think, does have a great deal in how we handle the world. But yeah, I mean, that's why I'm here. But yeah, I will say this was one of the foundational books that did it for me because it made me understand sort of the outer body experience one encounters when they're a teen, sort of this immensity of feelings that warps your sense of reality, warps who you are as you're changing, as your body is changing. It made me come to terms with that, honestly. It made me feel okay to be alien. Oh God, we don't need to go into all that because boo-hoo, ha-ha, who cares? Everyone always feels like an outsider. The feeling, I think, feels so singular for a teenager, especially one who exists online. Anybody else, one of those Tumblr kids up at like 3 a.m., doom scrolling and refreshing? I think that was one of the first instances of doom scrolling, refreshing until there's no content left to refresh, which is crazy because I feel like there was an end to that doom scrolling, but now I feel like there is no end anymore. Where am I going with this? What I'm saying is that Murakami and the magical realism incorporated into his novels made me feel okay when my body felt too much outside of itself, when I felt like my body was on autopilot at times. Just those moments of feeling alien, he made me feel okay with it all, normalized it. Not to the point that it should be normal, it's just that it happens. It happens to people. It's okay. I'm so glad I read Murakami during my younger years. I think he just encapsulates the teenage male brain quite finely. I guess I did want to mention that I am reading Lote by Shola van Reinhold in conjunction for Kitty James Book Club. I hope to make the chat for this one. I feel awful. I never make the chat, but I am reading alongside y'all, I promise. And this is quite interesting. We'll note that this is very much bibliosophie coded. Like, this is very much her in a her book. Need I say more? And I've also been reading Maggie Nelson's Like Love, which has been okay. A lot of essays surrounding, what do you call that for museums when you write a little piece for a museum exhibition? Based on a thing that Hilton Als wrote or spoke about, and he used this term, like love, which is love adjacent. It's love we don't know how to express other than that we love it so much so that it need no words. Yeah, really, it's just Maggie Nelson through a collection of essays and interviews of things that she loves, things that have appeared in print before. There's one piece in there. There's an introduction to Samantha Hunt's The Seas, which I loved rereading again, of course. I want to reread that. I think it makes a perfect summer book. I wonder if I'll ever get to that. It's so twee, but twee in the best way. Ooh, a conversation she had over email with Bjork and their aligned hatred for Lars von Trier, which is so great. Yeah, just like a bunch of artists and the art that she loves and the art that has made her put a good deal of books on my reading list because of this essay collection. But all in all, it feels very 3.5 stars. I think if you're a Maggie Nelson superfan, this will do it for you. And definitely come to this after reading Art of Cruelty and On Freedom. I think you'll get a richer experience because it sort of maps out her creations of both of those essay collections as well. I just want to say thank you all. I don't think I did a proper thank you for 3K, which is insane to me. Like, are you sure y'all not bots out there? Chat, let me know. Crazy. Thank you all. And thank you for reading. I mean, that's why we're all here, I think. And if you're not a reader, crazy that you even watch these videos. Because, yeah, reading has always meant a great deal to me. Reading has changed my life. And reading will continue to change my life. I love all the books that anyone has ever recommended to me through the comments, so thank you to all of you. And thank you for watching and putting up with me, because gosh darn it, I don't even know how I put up with myself sometimes. Thank you. Your comments always mean a great deal to me. Love you all. As always, be well, do good work, keep in touch.